Hey everyone, Kevin Newsom coming to you from Houston, Texas, wishing you well on this mid-October day. You know, so many interesting things have happened in 2020 that it's hard to keep track. And a lot of people are very excited for this year to come to an end. And I understand why. It's been a tough year for a lot of people. And I certainly don't downplay any of that. But, as I am prone to do, I do tend to find silver linings. And 2020, especially in the United States, there is a very significant silver lining. And it's essentially a side effect of these lockdowns and mask orders and all these things like that. And that side effect is we have found a new innocence. We have rediscovered an innocence in America that's been missing for several decades. I would say at least 3 decades. And it comes as a side effect of the mask orders. Nowadays, one of the most tantalizing things out there, one of the most sensual experiences in the United States is seeing someone take off their mask. One of the most attractive things out there these days in America is to actually see someone else's face. And how much of a change is that from the past 30, 40, 50 years in our culture, where everything's gotten skimpier, everyone's pushing the envelope, everyone's trying to get more risque than the next person to make a splash. Well, nowadays, all that's thrown out the window. And what's truly sexy in America now is to see someone's face. It's an amazing development. It really is. And for someone who grew up in both the 80s and the 90s, when standards were declining by most people's points of view, to come completely full circle in 2020 and to see this return of innocence and see this return of like a sweetness and a very basic approach to attraction. It's very refreshing. It really is. Now, personally, I've always been a sucker for a woman with a pretty face. If she has a cute face, then that's one of the first things I notice, and I've always been that way. So for me, this is kind of an extra intense experience, but I've spoken to all sorts of different people who say they feel the same way. I've spoken to men and women who agree that nowadays in America, one of the most tantalizing things out there is actually being able to see someone else's face. And how cool is that? Especially for all the folks out there who have been complaining ad nauseum about degeneracy. Oh, that's a degenerate over there. That's degenerate behavior. Oh. These folks should be the most happy of all because it seems we've discovered a new Puritanism in the U.S., a new innocence. It's a wonderful thing, and certainly one of the high spots of 2020. So for everyone out there complaining about America as Sodom and Gomorrah, for all the folks saying America is Babylon, I would say not so fast, because if you look around, you'll see the return of innocence to America, and it's a beautiful thing. This is Kevin Newsom coming to you from Houston, Texas, and God bless each and every one of you. I'll talk to you later. Take that mask off, girl.